Good morning, everyone. Before I start, I just want to reassure anyone watching this scenic drive that this is definitely not my actual driving speed. I've speeded up the footage quite a bit so it wouldn't get too boring. As we're enjoying this beautiful drive, I would like to share an interesting experience I had at a restaurant in Chios town called Cafenes. I went there with my friend the day before she returned to Athens and before I left for Inuses. Some of you may recognize this place from my Chios Part 3 vlog, where I showed the restaurant but I didn't have time to tell this funny story. While I was looking through the menu, I noticed a dish called La Gerda. I had never heard of it before, so I took out my phone and looked it up. It appeared to be a fish appetizer, which sounded interesting since I love seafood. A moment later, the waiter came over and I pointed to the menu and said, La Gerda. He asked me if I've tried this dish before, to which I replied, no, but it looks interesting. He hesitated for a second and then told me it has salt, but it's not very salty. Then he turned to my friend and asked her if she could explain to me what la gerda was. My friend immediately told me that she's never tried it before and it's not something she would like to try it either. It's very salty and is usually served as a mezz to accompany alcohol such as araki. At that moment, I got the feeling that the waiter already knew that, just like many other tourists, I probably wouldn't enjoy la gerda. It seemed as though he was trying to discourage me from ordering it without directly saying so. Taking the hint, I decided to order the kolokito keftedes instead, fried zucchini fritters with feta cheese. For anyone wondering, kolokiti means zucchini in Greek, and keftedes usually means meatballs. Despite the name, these did not contain any meat. They were simply crispy zucchini fritters mixed with feta cheese, and they sounded much more appealing to me. Later, I suddenly realized something. I had actually tried la gerda once before, way back in the 90s, during my very first visit to Greece. I just didn't know the name of it. I had a Greek friend back then who invited me to her parents' home in Athens. My friend's mother proudly offered me a slice of raw fish seasoned with olive oil and salt. At the time, I was still very new to both Greek food and olive oil. I managed to finish it, but honestly, I didn't enjoy it very much. She was a great cook, and everything else she prepared for me was incredibly delicious, except for this la gerda. And because she took such pride in Greek cuisine, I didn't have the heart to tell her what I really thought of the dish. Looking back now, I'm actually very grateful that the waiter at Cafenes went out of his way to steer me away from ordering la gerda and towards something else. I thoroughly enjoyed the kolokito keftedes, and it ended up being a much better choice for me. Sometimes the best recommendations are the ones that save you from making a mistake you don't even realize you're about to make. So that was a story that I wanted to share with you guys. I absolutely love the fresh mountain air up here. Before I continue, I'm changing into my hiking boots. They're from Colombia, the sportswear brand, not the country in South America, and they've been well worth the investment. And no, this video isn't sponsored by Colombia. I simply wanted to mention the brand because these boots have been great for hiking. I have bunions, so I need footwear that can accommodate my custom made orthotics. Finding the right pair isn't always easy, but these boots give me the support and comfort I need. Once my orthotics are in, I'm ready for long walks without any issues. Let's hit the trail. Okay, so I'm back in my car and I actually didn't complete the trail. No, I'm not in a rush and I'm finally over the cold I had. The reason is much simpler. The trail continues downhill towards the beach and I realized that I would much rather hike it in the opposite direction, like the long hike I did in Amorgos. So halfway through, I changed my mind, turned around, and headed back to continue on to my next stop. The trail is known as the Ancient Ottoman Empire Trail, and from what I've been able to find, it was used by the Greeks during the Ottoman period. Unfortunately, I couldn't find much more detailed information than that. It does make me wonder though, was this path used by the Greeks to find places to hide from Ottoman troops? Or perhaps was it served as a route for transporting goods and supplies? I honestly don't know. By the way, I'm definitely not a historian, not even close. But the more I travel around Greece, the more interested I become in its history. Every place seems to have a story behind it, and I often find myself wanting to learn more about what happened there and how people lived in the past. I'm heading toward Skinos Beach, where I'm supposed to be able to see a beautiful white watchtower sitting on top of a hill from a distance. But I probably won't attempt to hike up the hill and climb the watchtower today. I'm starting to get hungry, and I don't think there are many places nearby to eat. To be completely honest, I also need to find a bathroom, and it's Sunday, so most places are closed. For now, I'll enjoy the view, take a few photos, and then start heading back. There is a village on the way back to Chios town that looks like there are places that are open, so hopefully I'll be able to find something to eat there. I wanted to take a closer look at this abandoned bus because I was drawn to its bright colors. I think it used to operate on the Cardamila and Nagos route, way up in the northern Hios. So, going back to what happened at lunch today, when it was time to pay, I noticed an extra €1 charge on the bill for table service. The waiter told me that this is becoming the new norm in Greece, a charge that covers setting the table, providing forks and knives, and so on. I have to admit, I was surprised. I visited Greece many times and I don't remember ever seeing a charge like that before. Whatever the reason, it left me a little disappointed because I never expected something like this. Then again, I walked around Avgonyma and I noticed that I don't see any local residents. Most of the properties were holiday rentals, Airbnbs, or small hotels catering for tourists. Maybe that's part of the explanation.